In today's video, I want to share with you guys something I learned this week on the live stream about my funded futures I did not previously know. Now, before we get started in this video, I want to let you guys know right now, my funded futures, 20% off the starter plan. Use promo code Mike. And if you've never had an account with my funded futures in the past, then make sure to use promo code Mike and you can save 50% off your first evaluation with my funded futures. Yeah, if you guys have been watching my channel for any amount of time, you guys know I love the starter plan, and that gives me $2,500 of drawdown. But what a lot of traders don't like, sometimes including myself as well, is the daily loss limit of only $1,200. The starter plus plan, at least at this moment, does not have the daily loss limit. But what I learned this week had to deal with the expert plan. So let's jump into that and take a look at what I learned this week from the expert plan. As we come over and we look at the expert plan, one of the reasons I have written off the expert plan for the most part is, one, we come over and look at the price for a 50K account. It's $227. I'm like, yikes, that's a whole lot of money. The drawdown is only $2,000 in the 50K account with a profit target of $4,000. Now compare that to the starter plan where you only have to make $3,000 in the starter, and in the starter plus plan, we also only have to make $3,000. So I'm like, why in the world would I want less drawdown and pay more money? Is it just so I could trade a mere 5 contracts versus a potential 3 contracts? One thing about the expert plan, if we go ahead and we show more real quick, we look down here, there is no scaling rule. So that means I could trade 5 contracts right off the rip if I wanted to. But for me, that's really not a big deal. I'm not trying to go out there and YOLO every single trade. That's not something I'm very interested in myself. Now, also with my funded futures across all account plans, they do not have any activation fee. So let's jump into and take a look at what I learned over the weekend. If you come right up here to where it says FAQ, click on that. So now if we come right up here to the search, just type in expert. I went to payout policy. Let's take a look at this real quick. Number one, you get 100% of the first $10,000 in profit. After that, there'll be a 90-10 split. All right, that's fine. That's not a big deal. Then if you look right here, flexible payouts in the starter plan. We're not interested in the starter plan. The expert plan, request a payout every 2 weeks above the buffer zone. I'm like, every 2 weeks above the buffer zone. But if I come over here and look at the starter plan, which is accounts that I currently trade with my funded futures, and they are funded accounts at this moment, we can see that I only have to have 5 winning days of $100 or more. So I'm asking myself, when I come over and look at the expert plan, why would I want to pay more money for the evaluation and have to make more money in profit target, and I can only get paid out every 14 days versus the starter or the starter plus plan where I have to make less money, the account is cheaper. Now, if you look at the starter plus, you get the same amount of drawdown as the expert plan, $2,000. But the starter plan, I get a little bit more drawdown. I get $500 more of drawdown and the account is cheaper, but it does come with a daily loss limit. Now, the daily loss limit is good and bad. It's good because you're around to fight another day. You're not going to lose the account in one single day. It's going to take you a minimum of 2 days to lose the account. The starter or the expert plan, since there's no daily loss limit, we can simply blow through the entire account in one single day. So I'm like, I don't understand why people want the expert plan. When we come over here and we start looking a little bit closer, we can see also the minimum payout for the starter plan is only $250. That means I have to request a minimum of $250. However, in the expert plan, the minimum I can request a payout for is $1,000. Again, none of this sounds good at face value until I bring up what I learned on the live stream. And that is going to be, if we scroll down here real quick and we look at the buffer zone policy, we can see the buffer zone for the 50K account would be $52,100, meaning you have to make $2,100 before you can request your payout. If we go back and look at the starter plan, I technically can request a payout if I have 5 winning days of $100 or more, which means I only have to make technically $500 before I'm able to extract some money out from the account. However, if we go down here just a little bit, look where it says right here, during the buffer zone phase, you can withdraw 60% of the total profits. So let's say you're not quite at, in the 50K account, $2,100. You can request 60% of your payout. So that means if you made $1,000, you can technically request 60% of that $1,000. Okay, that's not so bad. That's a little bit better. However, that's still, in my opinion, not good enough in order to make me want to pay for the 50K account $227. Now, keep in mind, all the accounts, starter plus, and the expert plans all come with zero activation fee. So the activation is not going to be something that I'm thinking about. However, something else that you want to look at real quick is going to be, if you look through all the fine print within this payout, what do we see in terms of payout caps? I see zero. There are zero payout caps. And remember, every 14 calendar days, so every 2 weeks, you can request a payout. You do not have to be over the buffer. You do have to be in profit, but you do not have to be over the buffer. And let's say you made $10,000 in that 14-day period. Guess what? In the expert plan, you can request the full $10,000. If we come over real quick and we look at the starter and starter plus plan, you can see the withdrawal limit is a maximum of $1,200. So yes, you can get the payout a little bit quicker, but if you're looking to make bigger dollars, then you're going to really be capped, because in a 2-week period of time, the max that you could actually withdraw from the 50K account would be $2,400. The max that you would be able to withdraw in the 100K account would be 2,400 times 2, would bring us to $4,800. And in the 150K account, you could withdraw $3,600 twice in that 2-week period, which would bring us to about $7,200. So still, if you're looking for bigger payouts and you do not want any type of scaling plan in place, then that could be a reason why you might want to pick the expert plan. And I am thinking about it. Next time My Fun and Futures comes out with a sale for the expert plan, I may go ahead and toe in the water and check out that $150,000 account size. Now, let me know in the comment section down below, which account with My Fun and Futures do you like best? Now, before you buy any prop firm account challenge, then you might want to make sure you watch this next video right here.